guys, and welcome back to Making Games with Unity. For today's video, we're going to show you on how to transition from one scene to another. It means you will learn how to load a scene using Unity. So if you want to learn that, please watch this video. Alright, right now we have this scene. This scene is our game scene. So I'm going to save our scene, which is this one, and I'm going to name it I'm going to name it game scene game, and then I'm just going to save it. And now if we look inside here, we have a game scene. Alright, and then I'm going to click File, New Scene. Then I'm going to create our simple title screen. So right now I'm going to choose a Android platform, which is already set up or already switched. And now I'm going to right click here and create our simple UI. Select UI, then select panel. The panel will create the canvas when you do it, and then go to canvas scaler and quickly change this to scale with screen, and then put the match into 1 so that we don't have any problem when the screen size is changing. So now I'm going to quickly add text mesh pro text. I'm going to move it up. I'm going to adjust this so that we can see the UI. I'm going to move it there. Then I'm going to change this my first game, and then I'm going to adjust the text width. I'm going to center this, and now we're going to add some buttons. Right click on the panel, choose UI, choose button, and then here's our button. Usually we will change this to start, and then add another button, and then name it option. And then yeah, we need to always rename the button. Start button, option button, and there you go. We have a start button and a option button. And now we need to find a way to, when we click the start button, it will load our game scene. So right now our title scene is not yet saved. So I'm going to go to File, go to Save As. I'm going to go to our scenes folder. I'm gonna make it title because this will be our title scene. So title scene is saved. First thing we need to do is go to File again, go to Build Settings, click Add Open Scenes. It means it will add the current scene on our build settings. It means when we build our game, it will first load this scene. That's why it have a 0 number here. It means it will be the first one to be loaded. But if you can have a lot of scenes here, you can arrange or drag them. I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to open our game scene, and then I'm going to click File, Build Settings again, and I can add Open Scenes. It means when I click this, it will add the current game scene. That's why after clicking, we have this now. I can easily drag this and move it on the burst, or I can drag it again to move it down. So you can arrange the organization or the way your scene is being loaded on the build settings. But in our case, I'm just going to put the title at the index 0 and game scene to index 1. To load the game scene from title scene, we need to create a code for that, and I'm going to show that right now. So click this X button, and then alright, so let's go back to our title scene. I'm just going to double click it. You can easily switch scenes just by double clicking them. See? So yeah, I'll go back to our title, not that one, our title. Alright. So right now we need to create some codes. So we're going back to our folder scripts, and now I'm going to create a new folder here. I'm just going to name it title, so we know that if we put some code inside here, this code is for title scene. So let's create some title, maybe UI title control UI controller. Alright, UI title controller. So I can easily click label, or I mean the panel. Yeah, I can click the panel here, and then I can drag the UI title controller, and then from there I can double click this one, and let's wait for our code editor to load. Right now I'm using Rider, but you can always use Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio. All of them is good code editor. So right now our UI title controller is open. I'm going to remove the update, or maybe I'm going to also remove the start. So right now I'm going to create a public method, public void click start, because we have a start there, and I'm going to copy this method, and I'm going to create another method which is click option. Right now we're not doing anything for option, but we're going to add some code on start so that we can load the game scene. So I'm going to add scene manager. Scene manager is the one who manages the scenes. It loads the scene and it can unload the scene. So right now I'm going to type load scene. So in here, when we check load scene, we can pass in the exact name of our scene here. Let's, for example, game. So let's try that, because our game scene is named game. So let's go back to our project in Unity, and let's check our game. So the name is game, and in here you need to add that. If you don't add this game scene, it will not be loaded. So go back to our panel, look for our start button, go to the button component and click the plus here on click, and then drag our panel inside this one on the runtime only. Choose the method that we just created on UI title controller. So click start. So file save projects. Let's hit play and let's try. Hit start. Alright, so now it loads our game scene. Alright, so we have our start button working now. So we're going to add the missing piece. So we need to go back to our game scene, and then we need to create a UI here. So let's say after we kill all the enemy, we will show a pop-up so that it will tell, congratulations, you kill all the enemy, or we're just going to say game complete. And then on that pop-up, I'm going to show a button that will let you go back to the start scene, or in our case, our title scene. So let's do that. In the game hierarchy here, which is our game scene, right? I'm going to create a panel. Right click, choose UI, and I'm going to choose panel again. And then from this panel, I'm going to show a dialog. So let's create a simple dialog here. So I'm going to create an image. This image will be the background for our dialog. So I'm going to adjust it to make it look like a dialog. So using the rect tool, I'm just resizing here, resizing it. So yep, and then we have something like that, and then I'm going to rename it to BG. So this will be our BG, and inside that BG I'll create a text mesh pro text. I'm going to say game complete, and then I'm just going to drag it something like that, and then I'm going to move it to the center. Actually, I can choose rectal here, hold alt control, click at the center in here, then it will be center. Then I'm just going to drag it somewhere here, and then let's name this one as like title text, or we can put header text, whatever. So right click on the BG, we will add a new UI, which is a button. Not that one, we need a text mesh pro button. Right click, then UI button, and then we have a button now here. We're going to put it here, so let's adjust the size a bit. Alright, so we need to rename this to go back title button, and then we're just going to change the text to back. So when we click this one, it will just go back to our title scene. So again, we need a script for this. Go to our project, go to scripts. I'm going to create a new folder, and this new folder I'm just going to put it like this one, game, so that we know that we put this script inside the game folder is for the game scene. So I'm going to create a C# script right now. Let's say UI game controller. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put the code on the canvas because our game scene could have a lot of UI. So the UI game controller will control most of it. So in our case, we need to have a code that will load the title scene back. So I'm going to double click the UI game controller here, and then same thing, I'm just going to remove these two because we don't need them. And then I'm going to create a method public load title, and then here I'm going to call again the scene manager, and then load scene, and then I'm going to put title here. It means it will load the title. So right now we're going to change this to click load title. No, I mean click back. Click back. Okay, so click back is better. And then I'm going to save that. We're going to go back to Unity project, and then we're going to link that code, which is we have here, right? So I'm going to click the go back title button, click the plus here. I'm going to drag the canvas because it has the code, the UI game controller, and I'm going to choose to click back. So now we need to first go to file, save our scene, save our project, and let's hit play. So right now it will run our game. We're going to try the back now. Alright, so it loads the title scene. Let's click the start. Alright, so right now it works, but when we load the game scene, the dialogue is just there. It's blocking the game. So what we can do is While the game is not yet complete, we can hide this panel by unticking this one, and then it will just hide. So we're going to create a logic that when all enemies has been killed, we will show that game complete. So right now we're going to go to our enemy manager, and then from here we can check or we can set when to show that. So in here we have some event. This one shows that if all enemy has been hide, we will show them again, right? But this time we will dispatch an event to show the game complete. So we need to create a event here. Let's create a custom event. So public static event action, let's say game complete. So this is our custom event. We're going to dispatch that after we kill all the enemies. So we're going to comment this, and we're going to create a dispatch call here for our custom event. First, we're going to check if someone is listening. If someone is listening, we're going to dispatch this, which is our game complete event. So now this is going to dispatch. We're going to listen to that on our codes, which is the one that we put on the canvas. So in the canvas we have a UI game controller here, right? So in here we need to find a way to show and hide the dialog that we just created. So public game object dialog pop up. So this is our game complete pop-up. So we can also name with that game complete dialog, maybe that one, game complete pop-up. So we're going to put our UI here, and then we can hide and show them. So we're going to create a new method here, show, and then set active true. It means this method will going to show our game complete pop-up, and then we will create another method which is hide. It means this will hide our game complete pop-up. We need this when the game started so that the game pop-up will not block the screen. So right now we have two methods here. So I think we need to put back the start so that we can hide the pop-up at the beginning. So hide, something like that. And now after we add the show and hide method, we need to listen now to our enemy manager event, which is game complete. So we're going to go to the start enemy manager that game complete. This is the event that we want to listen, and then after we receive that game complete event, we're going to create a game complete handler method here. It means if the game complete is dispatched inside the manager, we will trigger this method, but this method is not yet existing, so we need to create that. I will easily call this one to create that method, but you can manually type it if you want. So I'm going to remove that throw arrow inside, but because we don't need them. So I'm going to cut this method. I'm just going to move it here, and then I'm going to create a on destroy. It means when we don't need this listener, I'm going to remove our listener, of course. So that's a good practice. If you add a listener or event listener and you don't need them anymore, you need to remove them on destroy. So now I'm going to call the show method here on our game complete so that the game complete pop-up will show when all enemy is dead. So save that go back to our Unity project because we need to do some more things right now. So game complete pop-up game object is missing, so I'm going to drag the full panel here. So meaning when the 4 or 5 enemies died, we will show that. So let's try it. Alright. So now the game complete pop-up show, I can click that. Alright. So yeah, it works. So we have a pop-up that will go back to the title scene. So let's try to go to our title scene, but first we need to, of course, always save your scene and your project. And then I'm going to go back to the title, and then let's hit play and go try it. Hit start. Alright. Woohoo! So now I can hit back and then I can go back to our title scene. And that's it, guys. That's how you load a scene from different scene. Something like that. It's confusing, but yeah. Right now we have a title scene that loads the game scene, and then our game scene loads the title. So that's how you transition between scenes. Right now, yeah, this is super simple, so that you'll just know how to load scene. And next thing that we need to do is to add that functionality for our option window, but that will be for our next video. So guys, if you learned something today, if you like this video, just hit like. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and please hit that notification bell so that you'll always get updated when we upload a new video. And again, this series is just Unity Basics, so yeah, it will be a boring one, but of course the basic things is important. So after you follow all these basics video that we created, I will make sure that you can create a simple game at least. So guys, again, thank you for watching, and yeah, if you want to share this video to your friends, it will be very helpful for us. And yeah, thank you and see you next time. Have a nice day.